Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone, and good evening, Pakistan. I apologize for such a late start. To be honest with you, opened up the PowerPoint and Microsoft told me that it was updating PowerPoint. So all of a sudden my PowerPoint file did not work. And so I apologize for being just a little bit late. My name is Sean Kaufman. I'm the CEO and founding partner. And again, I want to welcome you of Safer Behaviors, and I want to welcome you to another dinner break series, a program really designed to serve those who are involved in life sciences or healthcare and really truly managing biorisks. Today, though, is a very, very special topic, and I'm going to get to a little bit as to what this topic is about and why it's so important. It actually turned out to be very important in the sense that we've had over 600 people register for this program, and some of them share some very, very powerful stories. And so I'm looking forward to sharing some of those stories with you as well this evening and talking to you a little bit about how to address or how to professionally address a hater in the workplace. Now, as we go on, I do want to start off and do a kind of a shameless plug. We do training both in the United States and around the world. If you're ever interested in having us come out and do training for you, whether it be virtual or in person, please consider us. And for those out there, I know many of you know me as well. My book is officially out. It is available at wiley.com if you are interested in that. I would very, very much love to see it in your hands. If you get it, get a photo of it, send it to me. I'd love to see it in your hands. I'll highlight you. But the point is I think it's a pretty good book. It's a book that captures a lot of my own personal experiences. It's very easy to read, easy to follow. So I strongly recommend it for anybody who's entering the profession of science so that they get a sense of what safety is. And if you're a nurse or a doctor and you're just starting your career as well, I would strongly recommend it too. It has a lot of contributors, biosafety in first person or clinical containment in first person as well. So that can be ordered, and I would strongly recommend that you get that. Now, a lot of people will send me an email and say, I want this book. Can you send it to me? No, it's not something I can send. It's something that you have to order online at wiley.com. It's something that you would do. Just search my name and you should find that book. Now, with that being said, when you signed up for this program, you were asked a series of questions, and I want to share some of the data from those questions. One was, have you ever been attacked professionally by a hater? 62% of you, and that's 200 people that filled that survey out in Pakistan, said yes. Now, I have facilitated similar programs. We had over 307 responses in the United States, which included people from around the world. And if you notice the results between what we saw in Pakistan and what we saw in and around the world, kind of globally, majority of it being US, it isn't statistically significant, the differences. They're very similar. And when we look at whether or not we believe culture or haters are a cancer to a culture of safety, again, almost identical results here. 44% in Pakistan, 47% in the United States, and around the world, 39% agree. So really, when we look at it, you're really looking at 83% of people in Pakistan believe that haters kill or are a cancer to a culture of safety. So I want you to realize that when we registered for this program, many people were asked to describe how that professional attack impacted them personally. And when they did it, I want to show you some of their answers. Now, these are cut and pasted from you. They are your answers. It brought about demotivation and losing confidence in myself. Okay? All right. What was another effect of this attack? It underestimate you and degrade the skills that you have. All right. Now these are very important statements that are being made by people who are attending this call. Defame me and present me in an ill-mannered way to my senior colleagues. Did my backbiting create a mess in research of my students? Another comment. Hard to ignore, affected work morale, self-confidence, and interactions with colleagues introduced excessive self-doubt. I feel as my capabilities go down and make me unable to perform well, make me isolated and dragged to a corner. It entirely shattered the confidence and all composure within me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that there are outliers out there. There are people that like to talk poorly about other people. There are people that like to project, and what I'm going to talk about is what I consider hatred of other individuals. And they don't necessarily consider the repercussions of that. In fact, there are many people, not many people, less than 1%, just so you know, less than 1%, who responded to the survey as, well, being a hater is a good thing because it motivated me to be better. It actually brought the best out in me, and it actually did a good job too. It motivated my soul to prove those people wrong. And I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to judge you on your comments, and I'm not going to tell you whether you're right or wrong, because maybe that is what you're choosing to see. But I want you to see what others around you feel when someone in the professional realm or even in life chooses to backbite. Now, one of the most beautiful things that I love about Pakistan is of course, I've studied my faith, Christian faith, but I have studied the Quran as well, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I'd actually very much consider myself a Muslim if I didn't believe my Christian faith, but I believe, I truly believe. I believe in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But I also believe in the words of the Quran in many ways. And one of the things it talks about is backbiting. It talks about backbiting your brothers and your sisters. It talks about saying mean things and hurtful things to hurt other people that are your brothers and sisters, even sometimes within the same workplace. I want you to then take a look at your brothers and sisters and see how that attack motivated their ability to continue to serve. Because here it goes. By his threats, the working environment became stressful and in fear. Now, these are people working in science, healthcare industries, taking care of patients and working with dangerous infectious diseases. This is another person. Yes, it affected badly my motivation and my professional and personal grooming, learning a lot. What did it do? Yes, I lost my dedication. It was taken from me. It demotivated, especially after the haters started to suppress and tried to snatch the work or projects. Again, I will recognize that there were some people that didn't see hatred as a huge problem. In fact, some people said it was a motivator. And again, I don't want to argue that. But what I will argue is the fact that I don't necessarily know if it's the best motivation for human beings. I don't think talking poorly about people behind their backs or even to their faces is the most appropriate motivational technique you can use. I think there are several other things you can do, because we've seen this is just a fraction of the stories people shared in their surveys of the effects of people who project, in my opinion, hatred of others or dislike of others. Now let's talk a little bit about that. What is a hater? What is that? What is a hater? A hater is a noun. In the dictionary, it's defined as a person who greatly dislikes a specified person or thing. Now, I'm not going to debate whether or not you are entitled to dislike someone, because I have to be honest with you. And even in all the spiritual and religious readings that I read, it asks me to love people, but it doesn't necessarily say I have to like the people I love. It just says I have to love them. Now, the reality is that I think everybody has the right to dislike something or someone. That's not a problem. But I'm going to tell you what the difference is. I'm going to share a story with you. When I was getting married by a religious priest in the US here, a Christian priest, he asked me why I wanted to marry the particular, my wife. Why did I want to marry her? My answer was because I love her. And he said, that's not a good enough choice. And I said, well, wait, what do you mean? Why is it not a good enough choice? He says, come back tomorrow and give me a different answer. So I came back the next day, but I gave him the same answer because I didn't know what else to give him. He told me to come back the next day. And so I came back the next day. He still told me, I'm not going to marry you unless you give me a different answer. Finally, I told him, look, I surrender. I don't know what you're looking for. And he said to me, Sean, love isn't a feeling. It's actually a choice. And I told him, there's no way. You're a priest. How can you tell me what love is? You don't even have a wife. I don't, And he said, Sean, you're going to wake up sometimes and you're going to stare at somebody you say you love, you feel loving towards right now. You'll wake up one day and you'll say, why am I here? Why am I married? Who is this person? I don't even like them right now. I'm in an argument with them. They're frustrating me. And he says, and in those moments when you do not feel that love that you say you have today, when you stop and you choose still to love that person, that is love. It's the choice that you make. So it's not about whether you dislike someone or not. That's okay. I don't think it's written where you have to like everybody. But here is the choice. The choice is, well, do you choose to love on them or do you choose to hate on them? Let me break that down. Let me define exactly what a hater is. A hater is when you dislike someone. And that, by the way, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of a lot of things, and I'm guilty of not liking some people. Okay, I do my best to try and love everyone, but there are some people that I don't like, and there are some people that I love, and sometimes I just don't like them. But the reality is you still have a choice. You still have a choice, and we are called by Allah, by who we serve, to make a right choice. And let me explain what that right choice is. You can choose to either love or hate. That's your choice. You can choose to either love or hate. And let me explain what that is. If you choose to love, there are two forms of love. The first type of love is what we call ignorant love. And ignorant love is when you choose to love someone or something, even though you don't know anything about it. You don't even know anything about it. You don't know as much as you would like to know. You choose to fall in love, and you choose to love even though you don't have the complete picture. Now, we do this all the time. We do this with new relationships, with new friends, new product. I mean, we do this all the time. It's called ignorant love. We don't really know the whole picture, but we choose to love even though we don't know. Okay? And then there's what we call unconditional love. And unconditional love is when we do know. Unconditional love is when we are angry and upset and we don't like someone, but we're choosing to love them anyway. Okay? We're choosing to love them anyway. Now let's talk about what hate is. See, hate is when you dislike someone and you choose to say something mean or hurtful, something bad about that individual. Meaning, when you love someone, you're perpetuating the good in them. So imagine this. You don't like someone, but you're still speaking well of them. That's unconditional love. You like someone you don't even know, but you're still speaking well of them. That's ignorant love. But now you come to the hate. You don't know everything about everyone. You don't even know what's going on in a person's life. You don't know what Allah has sent them to do, what Allah's mission is. You have no idea. And so you perpetuate horrible things. You say things that hurt someone. Now, if you say those things and you don't know you're hurting them, you're just perpetuating the negativity of an individual. And you don't know it's hurting them. Because I do believe that some people choose to speak poorly about others and they really don't know how much it hurts. I mean, if you read the stories that people share here, there's a lot of problems when people meet Allah if people are intentionally trying to hurt people that way. Could you imagine waking up every day and saying, I'm going to intentionally destroy someone's confidence? I'm going to intentionally take away their drive to work to make a difference in this world. I don't think people wake up to do that. And if they do, then they are evil haters. evil haters. These are people that intentionally try to hurt people. But I do believe there are some people that do just talk poorly about others, but don't realize the pain they cause. And if they did, if they really truly realized how much it was hurting someone, they would stop. They would completely stop. And that is ignorant hate. That's when someone doesn't know that what they're saying or what they're doing is hurting or could hurt someone. That's ignorant hate. So again, I want to break it down because I want to be fair here. I'm not asking everyone in this world to like someone. That's not what I'm asking. But I am asking everybody in the world to love someone. I'm asking them to choose to either love blindly, which is ignorance, or to love unconditionally, which is, I know that you're not perfect. I don't like you. I don't like maybe what you're doing, but I'm not going to focus on the downsides of you. I'm only going to focus on the good in you. And when we talk about the choice of hating, again, there are people that say mean things, but they don't mean to hurt people. And when they find out they've hurt someone, they'll say they're sorry and they'll try their best not to do it again. That's ignorant hate. Evil hate is when someone knows they're hurting someone and still chooses to do it over and over and over again. Okay, and I hope that example and I hope that this description fits, or it gives you an understanding to build your basis on this presentation. So who is a hater? Who is a hater? Well, the noun describes it semantically as a person who chooses to perpetuate dislike of another, which unintentionally or intentionally hurts that person. Again, listen, who chooses to perpetuate dislike. All you're doing when you backbite and gossip, all you're doing when you do that is perpetuating a dislike of someone. Okay, a dislike of someone. And I don't think that Allah is surprised by this. I think that's why it's talked about in the Quran. I think that's why backbiting is brought up and discussed. I think the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, even though he's perfect in every way, there were still people that said poor things about him. There were still people that backbit and said mean things. And I sometimes wonder how the prophets felt about those people. Even though they were doing beautiful things and they were kind and they were loving and they were almost just perfect, there were still people that looked for horrible things to say about those individuals. And so I don't think that this is foreign to humanity. I don't think haters are going to disappear simply because they're watching this show right now or watching what I'm talking about right now. What I'm hoping in each one of you, I have 77 people in Pakistan watching right now, and maybe some families are watching. What I'm hoping in you is that I can persuade you to choose love over hate, that I could persuade you, even in those that you dislike, to see the good in them and the beauty in them rather than perpetuating the things you do not like in them. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that one day when life is over, I see you in heaven with Allah, and we are together because we've made choices to love rather than to hate. So how do we professionally address a hater? It's a tough thing. It is a very, very tough thing. But we first must start with ourselves. I am a sinner. I have hated people in the past, and I have to be honest with you, at times it has been ignorant, and at times it has been intentional or evil. I ask for forgiveness for that. I know that I've tried very hard in most recent years to not do that, to stay away from it, to do my best to stay completely away from the negativity of individuals and to focus on the positivity in them. I've tried my best. But we cannot focus on other people until we actually start with ourselves. And let me explain that. That means gossip. And let me explain what gossip is. It's the casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. That's gossip. Backbiting. things that you do behind someone's back that and say about someone that may not necessarily be true. And you know what? Even if it is true, the question is, would you want somebody to be saying that about you? The reality is I can't do a talk on haters unless I first address and acknowledge the fact that I, at times, have been a hater too. And I need your help, and you need mine. When you see me act in a way where I'm making a choice that is either ignorant or evil, you need to say something to me. I need you as a brother or a sister to tell me that what I'm doing is not the best road to take. And I promise you that if I witness what you're doing, I will say something to you as well to remind you. The reality is that we have to first start with ourselves. We can't cure or solve this professional hater unless we ourselves take responsibility for our own behaviors and stop perpetuating the dislike. Now, I do also believe that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and all other prophets as well, they confronted haters with questions. They didn't judge haters. They simply questioned the haters. Why would you say something like that? And not only, they didn't go to do this in public and embarrass them. They didn't say, hey, let me publicly embarrass you for what you're doing. No, they did it in private. Unless, of course, they were worried that this person was going to try to kill them or bring harm onto them. But they did it in private. They were direct and they were prepared in their arguments and their discussions. And here's the key. They let them know how it made them feel. This is it. This is the issue. If you're going to confront a hater, always do your best to confront one-on-one, unless, again, you fear there could be some type of a lie or deceit, or this person said these things that you really didn't say. But if that's the case, you bring a witness and you bring somebody with you. But you always try to confront a hater one-on-one. Don't try to embarrass them, but and be direct. Say, I'm hearing that you're saying these things, and be prepared that the hater's going to deny it. Flat out deny it. And let them know how it made you feel. Now, I have been in Pakistan and I've addressed an individual who was hating. They were saying and telling lies. And I brought a witness, the individual. So I have a rule of thumb. If you're going to tell me gossip about what someone is saying to me or about me, then I'm going to take you with me and I'm going to confront the person. That's my rule of thumb. I'm not going to allow gossip to perpetuate, certainly not within a family of colleagues. We can't. Gossip cannot perpetuate. Hate cannot perpetuate within a family. If it does, it destroys it. So I take the person right to it. And sure enough, during this time I had 3 people who heard the person say it. I marched right up to the person and said, hey, do you have a moment? Yes, we all sat down. I said, I'm hearing from individuals that you were saying the following, and I want to I want to ask why. Why are you saying this? And immediately the person said, I never said that. And I loved it because the 3 witnesses were like, oh, yes, you did. And they went in. And then the person, after denying, got very upset. And I said, listen, I know that you're upset right now, and I don't really know why. I don't know why you're upset. You have people who have consistently said that you've said the following things about me, which are untrue, to a group of people. But in addition to that untruth, I need to tell you something. What you've said about me has hurt me. It's hurt my feelings. And it's also made other people potentially misjudge me or not know the real me because you've perpetuated a lie. And I don't know why, but that's what you did. Now, the reality is that whether or not that makes a difference in that person's life, I do know that it makes a difference in how that person treats me. Because they know that if I hear gossip from anyone, I'm going to come and confront them on it. And I think that it's important whether you don't look at confronting a hater as though you're going to win or lose. It's not the best way to do it. What you're doing is you're following up with an obligation that you have to ask them to choose love, to give them a chance to separate their hatred from evil and ignorant. And what I mean by that is, if you ever meet a hater and you tell them you've hurt me by what you've said, and the person says, I don't care and I'll do it again, that person is evil. That person is evil. That's not ignorant. That's evil. Ignorance is when somebody didn't know and they're very sorry. I didn't think about that. I did that on accident. That's not something that I wanted. I didn't ever want for you to be hurt. I didn't want you to lose your motivation. I didn't want you to lose your job. I didn't want you to lose the opportunity. That's not what I wanted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's ignorant hate. But people who choose, even though they know they're hurting someone, that's not good. That's evil. So you're giving people a chance. It's not a win or loss. It's not an argument. It's not a debate to be had. It's simply saying to a hater, I'm confronting you. Okay? I'm confronting you for what you're doing. Now, another thing, thanks be to Allah, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and many other prophets didn't stop what they were doing because of haters. Oh, no. Nope, they didn't. And thanks be to Allah for that. They kept going. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to experience haters, and I'm going to tell you to keep doing your thing. You keep serving Allah. Allah has put you right where you are, and I don't care. There is no hater stronger than Allah. No hater. Allah will always win. It's just a matter of time. So you keep doing your thing. If you feel love for what you're doing and you're serving other people, then you keep doing your thing no matter what. When someone chooses to hate, it has more to do with who they are than who you are. Do not let, and this is important, do not let their behaviors dictate your life. Do not let their hatred dictate what you love in life. And the best thing that could bring your heart peace is when you pray, and I hope 5 times a day. Every single time you pray for a hater. The one that hurts you the most, pray for them. Because I'm telling you, Allah finds a beautiful way to give you peace when you're praying for the ones that hurt you the most. Okay, you're choosing unconditional love. You're being just like the prophets who have demonstrated that that's exactly how we're supposed to live. Haters will not prevail. We know that. They won't. It's just a matter of time before what they're doing catches up to them. And if you try to confront a hater, and if you try to keep doing your thing, and it still is something that you can't live with, then you move on. Sometimes it's just better for you to keep going than to attempt to end the hate, especially if it's evil hate, especially if it's someone who just seems to want to continue to hurt you intentionally. Move on. I know that in my beliefs and in the Christian faith is a concept of dusting your sandals off. And what it basically says, it's what I've told every bioprison family in Pakistan, every member, I've said to this, there will be people who hate what you say. So what? Find someone who loves it. And when you find someone who loves it, spend time serving those individuals. Ignore the ones that choose to hate. Move on. Dust your sandals off and move to the next place or the next person. And remember, Allah is watching. Allah is watching and knows everything. Okay? And again, no hater is stronger than Allah. So what if the haters are in the shadows? See, that's what hurts me the most. What hurts me the most, still to this day, is that there are people that I have never met in person who hate me. They will say mean things about me. I will hear them. They don't even know me. They don't know that I have 3 beautiful kids. They don't know I have a beautiful wife. They don't know that I suffer from kidney disease. They have no clue what's going on in my life. They have no clue how much I love God, how much I love my life, how much I love serving. Very few people will know that. And yet they still will say mean and horrible things, and they don't even know who I am. They probably couldn't even spell my name. The sad part about that is that there are haters in the shadows too. The people that won't ever come face to face and tell you what they're really saying or what they're really thinking. Rather, they'll listen to you and smile, and then they'll turn away and walk away, and behind closed doors, they will hate on you. This happens not just to me. It happens to so many people around the world. And if those things are in the shadows and there's not much that you can do, this is exactly what you do. You hope. You hope that Allah blesses them with love, removes the hate from their heart. You pray for them. You pray for the ones that are hurting you, that are saying horrible things about you, undeserved things, untrue things. You give them an example by demonstrating love. Even though they're saying mean things about you, you say good things about them. You highlight the positives in them. Do you know how odd it is for people when the one person has heard someone hate on you and you are saying to that other person that you're loving on them? It causes mass confusion. It causes mass confusion. And I'm going to tell you to also be brave. Don't be scared of haters. Just so you know, that battle is over. That battle is over. Evil loses. Just so you know, I know it's a deal breaker. It's I'm telling you the end of a movie, and the evil loses. Love always wins. It's just, it may not feel like it, but it does. And so don't you be afraid. Don't ever be afraid of a hater. You look a hater right in the eye and you love them because it always wins. Don't be afraid of haters. No, they can't do anything to you. By the way, you remember who you work for. You're not working for them. You're working for Allah. You remember who you work for. You remember who you dedicate your life to. That's important. You dedicate your life to the service of Allah and to other people. You be brave. You don't have anything to be afraid of around a hater. Courage is the strength in the face of pain or grief. Okay? It's being strong when it's hard. Now, I'm going to tell you this too. You can end the hate too by protecting others. You can stand up and protect others. When you hear slander, and let me define slander. When you hear the action or crime of making a false spoken statement that damages a person's reputation, you can stand up and protect others. You could be their angel. There is no need for you to tolerate the perpetuated hatred of other people. No need for it. If you're hearing it, you can stop it. If you're seeing your students do it, you can address it. If you have your children doing it, you can talk about it. Your husband, wife, spouse, friends, you can stop it. You can ask them to choose love. It's just that, it's choose love. That's what you can do. Okay? You can stop it as well. But what do you do with the residual pain? Because see, even if I do everything that I can, even when I believe in Allah with everything, I still hurt. I still hurt when people will call me fake. I hurt when people will say I'm insincere. I hurt when people tell me that I shouldn't be doing one thing, or I'm not qualified to do another, or why did he do this, or why it hurts my heart. It really does. It hurt people. I get hurt. What do you do with that residual pain? Even after you confront it, what do you do with it? Well, the first thing you do is you accept it. If you are someone out there that loves people talking poorly about you, you're not normal. Most people want to do the best job that they can and be thought of as being a good person. If you're someone out there that says, I don't really care whether people think I'm a bad person, and you truly, truly don't care, you are abnormal. If you're somebody that says, I'm going to try my best, and if my best isn't good enough, that's called confidence. That's not, because I'm going to try my best, and at the end of the night, I serve Allah, and if Allah is happy with me, I go to bed and I'm at peace. The reality is that there's a difference between confidence and saying, I like when people don't like me. Oh, that's a little abnormal. I love when people are hating on me. When they talk poorly about me, I love that. That's not normal, ladies and gentlemen. It's normal that you do the best that you can and people see the truth and the good in what it is that you're doing. So if you are hurting as a result of someone backbiting you or hating on you, accept that pain. Accept that pain. Pray for that individual. Haters always lose. Remember that. You have to believe. My mentor, Lee Alderman, taught me a long time ago. I was going through a very tough time in my life, a big hater in my life. It was causing a lot of grief. And every day I saw Lee said, listen, Sean, in my lifetime, and I've lived a long time, over 80 years, every single hater got it. Every single hater, it was just a matter of time before they got what they deserved. And I'm telling you right now, I have limited life. I'm only, 47 at this point. But the reality is in 47 years, it is true. It may not happen in my time. It may not happen as quick as I want it to. But every single time I've witnessed direct hatred, where someone is intentionally hating on someone, it was only a matter of time before it caught up to them. It was only a matter of time before that hatred lost. Okay? I want you, as you go forward, to manage your expectations as well. I want you to realize that humans are not perfect, that no matter how many times we try, we're going to run into haters. So I want you to remember that your expectations control your attitude, and your attitude controls what you see in the world and what you believe in the world and what you do in the world. Your attitude controls that. And if you're expecting everybody in this world to be a lover, you're going to live many, many sad days. But if you expect people in this world to be a hater and you still love them unconditionally, then you're going to remain a positive attitude and you'll see the beauty in every single one. See, I end this presentation today with my favorite story about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The story of a woman who did not like him and swept dirt and dumped dirt on him as he walked by every day from the roof. And the fact that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, made a choice. This person was intentionally doing something to hurt him. Intentionally. He was a hater, evil hate. Oh, but the Prophet was beautiful. Oh no. Prophet Muhammad didn't change the way he walked or the direction in which he walked. He walked by that house, allowing that woman to hate on him. And then when that woman was no longer there hating on him, what did the Prophet do? Peace be. What did the beautiful Prophet? He knocked on the door, walked in, and took care of her when she was sick. And because of his love for her, he converted her, and she became a follower. And that's exactly what love does. It always, always prevails, but it begins with a choice. And you have that choice. You can love or you can hate. That choice is yours. All right? And you're going to have to make it. But I will tell you this. Regardless of the choices around you, you're going to have to either be the driver of your own life or allow your circumstances to drive it. That choice is yours as well. I would strongly recommend that you remember who you belong to. You don't belong to haters. You're not, they're nothing to you. They're only a moment of time. You belong to Allah, always and forever. And so no matter what the haters do or what they say, they don't win. You do. And I again want you and dare you to live and be the example that you're wanting others to be in the world that you serve. Okay? My thoughts, my prayers, my wishes are with you and your family. I want to thank you for your time and attending this program. I hope it was beneficial. I will be posting this on the YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch it and share it with others if you think that it may be beneficial to them. At this point, what I'm going to do is end the recording and take questions from people who may have them. But again, want to thank you for your time and attention. and appreciate any feedback that you may have on this presentation. Thank you. Until I see you next month, inshallah, Allah Hafiz to everyone out there. Bye-bye now.